Hello and good evening once again. You are very welcome to DestinationNewry TV coverage of Down GAA results and news from week 2 of the All-County Football Leagues. My name is Jarlath and Paul, and joining me once again this week are Paul Rooney and our new team member, Paula McGee. Hey Paul, hey Paula.
Hello Jarlath,
how are you?
Glad to be back on the night.
Yes, and it's great to have you back, Paul. And Paula, it's great to have your input as well. Paula, we'll get right into it. One of the things that you were involved in over the health crisis period was the production of the Bring Me Home to County Down. You want to tell us a wee bit about that, just at the beginning?
Yes, Jarlath, that was a wonderful project that was seeing every club in the county take part. And at that stage of the pandemic, things was quite bleak. We weren't quite sure how long this was going to continue for. So in an aim to bring all of our clubs together and get them involved in something and bring a little cheer to people both at home and abroad. A lot of people was out of the county and unable to return because of the pandemic. So in conjunction with Tommy Sands and allowing us to use his wonderful song, Come On Home to County Down, Gareth McGreevy and myself, along with all the other clubs in the county, came up with this production, which has turned out to be sort of an anthem for our county. So it's fantastic, showing all that is good about County Down.
Okay, well, so listen, there's no better time than the start of tonight's programme to get a wee reminder of how good that was. So maybe Cal's going to play it there now first.
A big shout out to DestinationNewry and all the people in the surrounding areas. Hope you're all keeping well. Stay at home and watch those.
When you're out walking and there's no one near you, the voice keeps calling and you hear you're near. It's not the leaves or the whispering breeze, it's me that's calling you back again. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you roll through lonely London time, when evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. Come on home now to the county time. Do you remember the fiddler's play? The songs and stories all night long.
The time that you followed me.
It seems so strange now as you walk home. Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you roll through lonely London time, when evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. Come on home now to the county town. The fish are dancing on Clanryan River. The teams are sporting in open glare. My heart no longer can leave the cheering. When you're not there yet, it's a different game. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you roll through lonely London time, when evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. county town. I'm always thinking that things are changing and that they're building a factory tall and young ones needed again glory. But I still need you most of all. Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you roam through lonely London town, when evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. Come on home night to the county town. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you go through lonely London town, when evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. Come on home night to the county town. Oh, come on home night to the county town.
Damien, you are a legend. And I want you to keep up the great work that you're doing at the moment for DestinationNewry. And this destination is beautiful, and everybody should come to Newry because I love this. See you soon.
That really is a stunning version of that song, and my heartiest congratulations to all the participants on an absolutely stunning video, which I'm sure, Paula, you'll agree. Paul, we're 3 minutes out here from throw-in. Do you just want to start and rattle through what's happening tonight with the Division 1 fixtures? I know there's a few games off further down the leagues, but we'll just get through it here before the games begin.
Well, do your best, Jarlath. I'm glad to be back on, and some great feedback from last week. And just need to say hello to a couple of people. I have a couple of people in Liverpool watching tonight, Ian and Eugene and Orange watching. And I have 2 people in Leeds watching, 2 Richards. Would you believe that, Jarlath?
But
anyhow, we'll nip into Division 1 here first. And first up tonight is Kilcoo versus CPN. Restraver, Plateland, Duffin, Restraver. We have a correspondent at that one, Jarlath. Hopefully we get a few updates from there. Mayo Bridge entertain Lough Island at home. We have a correspondent there as well, Jarlath. Hopefully get the wee word in there as well at some stage. Bourne have Ballyholden tonight. And the bay game in that section, Jarlath, we talked it up last week, is Bryansford and Carryduff. And just on that note, Jarlath, I seen a wee snap in there from Bryansford there a few minutes ago, and torrential rain. Absolutely flooding down Bryansford, Jarlath. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but that's the bay game anyway. We're going into Division 2, and we have 2 games off in this division. Dara Cross, Longstone, Castlewell and Glens, both off. I think there's a few restrictions in COVID there for a few days. But in that Division 2, the games on are Unraked, Entertain Breda, Downpatrick have St John's, and the bay game in that section, Saul v Annaclone. We have a correspondent there, and we're hoping to get a few updates from the Annaclone with the great performance last week. Okay. On in Division 3, Jarlath, we have August and Finn entertain Salvan tonight. We have a correspondent there, hoping for a few updates from that one. Tullaleash entertain Shamrocks. Clanabana have to Connacht. Ballymartin have Drumgath. We have a correspondent there as well. And Leitrim have Call at home. That's Division 3. And in the Division 4, Jarlath, Paula, we have Mitchell's Feed Dromara. We have
Drummond's.
Drummond's. Mitchell's Feed Drummond's. Thanks,
Yep.
Paula. We have Dromara v Dundrum with a correspondent there. Killeaf v Achaderg. Yes.
Yep.
East Belfast v Glasdrummold. Bright v St Paul's. And Ardglass v St Michael's. And just on a note, we welcomed East Belfast to the on the show last week, Jonathan. This week we can welcome the supporters all back to the grounds. And just on East Belfast, a quick note and an update from there. I'm hearing they had 50 senior men at training last night, Jarlath. So I tell you what, many of the club would be glad of that. You know what I mean? And we're hoping them all the best and wishing them on in. But I tell you what, when they're snapping at our heels, it'll be a different story, Jarlath.
Well, tell me this, Paul, just before you move off East Belfast, or Paul, and maybe you'll know, where's East Belfast playing their home games at?
It's in a rugby ground. They're sharing it with the rugby team. The rugby team has allowed them. I don't know the name of the actual rugby team, Jarlath, but they have allowed them to share the ground. Do you know the name of the ground, Paula?
I think it's Malone.
No,
I know the rugby ground they were sharing with, I think, was Malone, but I wasn't sure they were. I thought that was only for training purposes.
Well, no, we note there, Charles, before I let you on. Ciara McGeehan, she's a famous camogie player from Portaferry, and she went on to athletics. She's just off the breaking the 800-metre Irish record there. She's the first woman ever to come under 2 minutes. She done it in 1:59.
Yes,
we all know Ciara, and we wish her well from the show here, Destination.
Yes,
it's an incredible feat.
I'm a very good supporter of Gaelic games in this county.
Yes. So
just before we head back up till the top two divisions, Paul, Bosco have a bye this week.
They don't play tonight,
in Division 3, and they were unfortunate enough. They were due to play Call last week, so
that's right.
They must be the only team in the county yet to kick a ball in anger.
That's right. I never thought of that. Good point, Charles. They'd be itching at the bit to get a game under their belt now, wouldn't they?
Maybe they're all gathered around the computer watching us.
There's another thing I'm seeing there from Killeaf produced a full colour programme for the match tonight. Fair play to them.
Well
like club down there and you know where they are, and they must have somebody good there on board. You know, lovely. I seen it there coming up. It's a lovely colour programme from the night's match. So hopefully now, Charles, we're soon getting a few results in here. And
all right, sure.
We were also like to mention quickly before I let you go. I'm not going to take over the show altogether, but we were out in Mayo Bridge during the week there, and we hopefully tonight, if our studio on the internet and God doesn't let us down, we might be able to go live to Mayo Bridge tonight on the show for maybe a wee clip or two. You know what I mean, Charles? We're going to try it anyway, and hopefully it works out. And if it works out, we're wanting to, as the show develops on, Charles, we'll be hoping to develop it that we could, you know, nip into any ground around the county during any Friday night and have a word, and maybe a wee, instead of having a word with them, we'll have them on camera as well and actually be in the ground, hopefully.
Sir Paul, the technology there is out there now is simply incredible. Listen, before the scores start to come in and the three of us are distracted for the rest of the night, can we maybe just revisit maybe what happened last night in the context of tonight's fixtures? So we start with Kilcoo and CPN. Now, Kilcoo, Paula, came up short last week away to Clonduff.
Yes, that wouldn't have been
CPN had a draw against against Bryansford last week down in Moygannon. So any views or opinions on what's likely to happen there tonight? To be keen to get back on track?
What Jarlath and Paul will feel that Kilcoo will certainly be looking for points tonight. They'll be looking to certainly get a win to settle them into the league. And I would say Clonduff equally will be looking to push on in their game to build on their victory last week to make it 2 in a row. So them's two interesting clashes tonight.
Well, of course, I'm going to have to pitch my flag here from my own club. This is the first home game of the season where the supporters are in, and Rostrevor will certainly be doing their best to put a halt till the the Clondalk George. Move on, Paul. Mayo Bridge, Lough Island.
Mayo Bridge, Lough Island. Mayo Bridge had a fairly ding-dong battle last week, Charles. We covered it here on the show, and there was a lot of scores went on. And I'd say they'd be itching at the bit to get, a points game under their belt. You know what I mean? We were out there a couple of times during the week, me and a couple of boys out of the studio, and we're trying to get them up and running, with But I would say, Lough Island last week, Bourne dealt them a heavy hammer blow. They'll be itching for points as well. And like Lough Island gaining no points tonight, Jarlath, leaves them in a precarious position, in that wee section. Do you know what I'm saying? So I expect a fairly competitive game out there. And we're hoping to nip out there. We have a correspondent out there anyhow, so we'll be drifting out and into there, Jarlath, hopefully.
Listen, Paula, Bourne, we'll go on to Bourne Ballyhole, and Bourne sort of clicked into gear really in the second half against Lough Island away last week. They're home to Ballyhole tonight, who came up short at home v Carryduff last week.
They did, and again, the Bourne Ballyhole clash is neighbours there, and there'll be great rivalry between the two clubs. And again, Ballyhole certainly would be looking to get points tonight to get them up and running, and Bourne will likely be pushing to get another win. So I would say that'll be a very close encounter there, as certainly both teams will be fighting to get points out of that game.
Okay, right.
Just on that one, Jarlath, before you go ahead, 4 minutes in, Bourne 2 up on that one, so they are.
Okay, thanks,
Paul.
Paul.
And you have taken the lead at home to Clonduff. Argyll McMahon, we mentioned him last week. He's doing well, Jarlath.
Yeah, good young lad. Well, point, Paul, was it?
1 point, no score. Yes.
All right. Listen, do you want to? Will we talk about the Bay game, or do you want to go straight into Division 2 here, just to preview?
We'll be straight into Division 2. We'll keep on the Bay game as
well.
Well,
2A, obviously, Division 2A games are both off for COVID-related reasons. So, Anraict versus Breda. Now, Anraict was the Bay game last week, and a surprising result, and maybe not. And I don't wish to be disrespectful to the Dara Cross supporters. Dara Cross posted 2-12 to 9 points against the Kingdom. An excellent win for Dara Cross last week. Now, the Kingdom in the first game back will be keen to get back on track. And, of course, Breda had a draw at home to Downpatrick. Paul, any views on that?
On Rake, I'd be hoping Rake would make a bit. They didn't do so well last week at all. They were fairly well beaten, and Breda were followed it well, and it ended up a draw, Charles, as you said. I'd be fancying. You'd be fancying Breda. You don't like to be, I think Breda could be well up there. And St. John's, we mentioned them last week too.
Okay, Paul, sorry, I just cut across there. We're going to take our first live call of the evening. We're going to Mitchell's versus Drummond S and Shauna Talbot, is it?
Yes, hello, how are you doing?
Hi, Shauna, how are you? How's things going there tonight?
All good. The rain has stopped and the game is underway, and it's a good game so far. Very tight game. It is 2 points each.
2 points each. Of course, you will be keen to build on. You had an excellent victory last week, and Shorty will not stop now until he has you up in Division 1.
Oh, here, I don't know about that, but they've certainly been delighted with their winning start to the season, and I know that the Mitchells were very up for tonight's game. Drummond F also had a win last week, right, as far as I know.
Yes, that's correct. Yes. Many at it, Shauna. I know it's a horrible night, and you did see the rain has stopped, but is there many down looking at?
There is a decent crowd here. The car park is full, and there's people parked on the road as well. I think everybody's just delighted that the spectator rule was eased, and this is for most of the people here tonight, this will be their first time of seeing any live football since lockdown started.
That's brilliant. All right, Paul, any is coming in there?
How you doing, Sean? It's Paul here.
Yeah, Jarlath, we just have word coming in there to confirm that East Belfast play in Malone Rugby Grounds.
Okay.
So that's what East Belfast and Glasdrumon game will be from the Malone Rugby Grounds.
Paul, listen, we're still Sean on the line there. Paul, were you looking to speak to Sean?
Yes, Sean. Yes, we're doing well. He had a good win last week. I was talking to Aidan during the week there, and he said he's followed out and dug it out well. A few young fellas coming through for you. I remember having them at under 14 maybe one time myself. Sean, are you still there?
Sean,
right,
have I lost you?
We must have lost Shauna. Paula, you were saying...
Just sorry, Jarlath, a couple of updates and scores there before you go ahead. The points 1 up against Kilcoo. Breeders won up and Enricht. It's all square with the Finn and Saville. St. Paul's is point up at Bright. And Rostraver now go 2 up. James Donaghy fisted one over there, so he did just as we speak, Jarlath. So sorry to cut in on you, but we'll go to that Bryansford one you mentioned. It seems to started off live as well. Bryansford 1, Carryduff 2. 5 minutes in there in the first half. That's the one we were saying it was swimming a while ago. Yeah. One each St. Paul's and Bright. Okay. It's 1 each and Enricht. I've only after equalised against Breeder there. Down to Clonabana now. They're leading 2-0 again to Connacht. Young Gary Quinn's after sticking one over for them. And there you are. It's 3-0 for Bourne as well now down Ballyholme. So they seem to be picking up with the left off again. Jerome's just equalised there for Kilcoo. So that's all I have at the minute, Charles. I'll let you walk away. Go ahead.
Okay, listen, so we'll continue on with the preview, Paula. The last team we were going to talk about there was Downpatrick versus St. John's. Downpatrick, of course, had a draw away to Breedle last week, and St. John's came up short at home to Annaclone. So any views on that?
Yes, Jarlath, that will be a very interesting one because with Downpatrick's draw, yes, the point from that, and St. John's certainly was last week's defeat, we wanted a second defeat. So I presume it'll be a very good encounter there. Interesting to see who's going to come out on top there, Jarlath.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Division 3, August Finn and Saville both won their opening games last week. Paul, how do you see that going?
You'd be expecting Saville, but like August Finn are on the crest of wave as well, Jarlath, as we know. They're going well. They come up last year and they've done very well last year. And like they got, I think they got the semi-final of the championship as well. They had a great run last year in the August Finn. So they actually got to the final of the championship last year. So you'd be expecting a lot out of them. And I'll tell you what, they'll put it up to Saville, Jarlath, that's for sure.
Okay, Tullalish, as we know, got a fairly heavy and comprehensive defeat at Saville last week. They're home tonight to Shamrocks, who had a win last week. Paula, any view on that?
I think that'll be a very interesting tie. Two teams there, a very, very level on the playing field, Jarlath. And hopefully conditions won't be too bad. That'll allow them to have a good competitive game in that one, Jarlath.
Okay. Next game.
A goal there, Jarlath, for Kilcoo. Ryan Johnson. Johnson's after sticking the goal in for Kilcoo there. The lead now 4-1 at the minute. Rostraver, Sean Part. He's a 3-0 up there in Rostraver. In Tullalish, Saville only leading 1-0 there. That's the one you're talking about at the minute. And in August and Finn, Saville 1-1. August and Finn no score. So carry on, Jarlath.
Thanks, Paul.
Jarlath, the latest coming in there from Drumgath. Is Drumgath 2 points, Ballymartin 1 point.
Okay, thanks, Paula. Listen, we'll continue with the Division 3 review. Bottom of the table clash this time, even though it's early doors. Both teams lost last week. Clonabana versus Connacht. That'll be a bit of a ding-dong tonight there in Banbridge.
Yeah, it should be, Charles. Yeah, and as you say, it'll be fairly well matched, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
At the minute, there, I just see an update coming in from there. 8 minutes into the first half, it's Clonabana 2 to Connacht 1. The Connacht's just after scoring a point from a free, so I'd be expecting a tight enough game there, Jarlath, I would.
Okay, fair enough. Right, Ballymartin get their season underway tonight at home to Drumgath. Paul, you had a score there, a latest score from there?
Yes, Drumgath 2 points, Ballymartin 1, with the latest coming in there from the Drumgath game.
Okay, and Leitrim, of course, are at home tonight till Call. Leitrim had a fairly comprehensive win last week versus Drumgath. Call, Paul, will be glad to finally get their season underway tonight.
They will. They'll be very glad to get underway tonight, is right. And I'm seeing here, Jarlath, we must have something mixed up there somehow. Tullalish playing Saville, or
no, Paul. I think Tullalish must have a misprint up on their Twitter feed for another.
I'm wondering, are you noticing the same, Holly? Yeah, well, that's all right.
Tullalish have that they're playing Saville, but it's obviously a misprint on their Tullalish because they're against Newry Shamrocks.
Yeah, I couldn't believe. I was seeing that there. Ballyholme's just after grabbing the point backs, 2 each, one Rake and Breda. Sorry, Jarlath, for cutting in on you.
No problem. We're heading into till Division 4. Bosco, of course, have a bye this week, Division 3. Mitchell's Drummond S. We had an update there from Shauna. Anything to add on that particular game in down in Newry? Both teams, of course, won their opening match last week.
Yeah, just as I was saying to Shauna, you'd be hoping Mitchell's would come alive again too at some stage. You know, even on Drummond S too. Like, I was in Drummond S last year in a couple of matches, and I was at Mitchell's as well. And Mitchell's have a couple of good young fellas, Jarlath. I know them. I was down there for a while myself, and like, they start off well. If they get another result tonight, I tell you what, they'll be hard to deal with next week.
Fair enough. Okay, Dromara versus Dundrum. Both teams lost their opening game last week. Probably fairly evenly matched. Paula, would they be?
Yes, I would imagine them two teams would be fairly evenly matched, and hopefully, like I said, the previous games, that the weather there wouldn't play a major factor. Some of the fixtures there was given very bad weather, so hopefully the weather isn't too bad in some of them games that allow good sporting games of football. But that's a hard one to call, for they are fairly.
Okay, we're going to stay back up till Division 1, and we're heading over to Mayo Bridge, because I believe we've Thomas O'Hare on the line. And Paul, you'll take that.
Hello.
Oh,
Thomas, yes, Paul here in DestinationNewry. And a quick update from the ground. What's your score so far? Or what?
Mayo Bridge 2 points, Jarlath 0. The Bridge are on top. Probably should have gone in the first minute. Jarlath's in the attack here, actually. A good tackle. Jarlath is a free in front of the 50 yards out here. But the Bridge
you wanted to say best wishes to a few folks around the bridge there, Thomas. You can go ahead now if you want.
There's a few people listening in Banor. My mother and father's 50 anniversary, so they'll be listening in now. But it's 2-0 to the Bridge at the minute.
Very good. Very good.
Thomas, Thomas, it's Jarlath here, Thomas. You all right?
Well, Jarlath, not too bad.
Listen, it's a dirty old night throughout South Down, and I'm sure it's no different over there. Is there many at the game?
Yeah, there's a reasonable crowd here. I'd say about 300 or so would be at it. So we're well in these. There's Jarlath as a free, just put it wide there. That's behind the ground. Brady just come off there with a screen, so hopefully that's not too bad.
Okay.
So it is. So it's 2-0 to the Bridge, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Thomas. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, just go back.
A couple of scores there, George, if you want them. Carried off 1-3. They're starting off with the left off last week. Do you remember the bombarding second half last week? They got 3 or 4 goals. They've won 3. They're 1-3 up with 2 points in Bransford.
Okay.
Straver, a wee bit of bad news for you coming out of there, Jarlath. Glynduff's after sticking 1-1 on you, so they're leading 4-3 at the minute.
Okay.
So, well, yeah, that's it. 4-3 at the minute, so.
Well, so that's the way it goes. Anyway.
And Rick lead Breda in their match, they're leading 3-2. It's all square and down Patrick. 10 minutes gone, Saul 1-2 on the Clone 3 points. Very tough conditions down there. We're hoping to drop in there at some stage, get a wee update from there. The Stravias have equalised, Jarlath.
Okay, Paul.
At the minute, the Harps 1, Bourne 4. And that's all I have at the minute, Jarlath.
Very good. Listen, Paula, go ahead, yeah.
You coming in here, Jarlath, at the water break. It is Mitchell's 3 points, Drummond S 3 points, and in Belfast at the water break is East Belfast 2 points, Glasdrummold 1-3. Has 2 up from Division 4 there.
4. Yeah.
And unraked 4 points, Breda 2 points.
Yeah.
4-2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Kilcoo have added another one there. 1-4 now, so they are. So they're going well down there.
What's Warren Point got?
3 points. 15 minutes gone in Connacht. Clonabonna 3 to Connacht 1. Well, that's actually in Clonabonna, sorry. So it is.
Yeah. Okay.
3-2 now. The Connacht's after getting another one there free. Downpat, they've gone 4-2 up there. They are, where are they in the night, Jarlath?
Downpat, home St. John's.
Yeah, well, they've gone 4-2 up there. And Straver have responded to that Clonduff onslaught. James Rice added a couple of long range points there. 6 points for Straver. 1-2 Clonduff now. And we'll nip down Savile and Oxnafin. 1-2 to Savile, August to Finn 1. So that's all we have. Anything from you, Paul, from your side?
Yeah, there's another 2 coming here. The Drumgas and Ballymartin, 3 points each. And at the water break in Saul, it is Saul 1-3 and Clone 3 points.
1-3 to 3 points. Okay.
Yeah, water break.
All right. Listen, if that's all there is then. The only we just to finish the review then of Division 4. Khalif Ahadurg. Khalif had a good win last week against Dundrum. Ahadurg lost their opening game to Mitchell. So Khalif will be keen to keep that run going, particularly it's a home game tonight, Paula.
Yes, they certainly will. And Paul touched there earlier about the great facilities and the programme they have there. And I know Khalif have done a lot of work and the new work done to the ground and that. So Khalif is building momentum and they'll certainly be wanting to get a victory on the field, which certainly helps everybody when you're getting the points on the board. So that'll be a keen contest down there, Jarlath, as well.
Yeah, and I know we had a latest score there. It was Glasdrumman 1-3, East Belfast 2 points. Both teams, of course, lost their opening round fixture, Paul.
They did, yeah. And like we touched plenty on East Belfast last week, and Glasdrumman we touched in on them as well. They had the 4 men sent off, Jarlath, if you remember.
Yeah.
And like they didn't put up big scores, but like they're the night again. You're seeing it again. They're flying at the minute. They have Conor Harrison, I suppose. I think he's playing away, and the brothers playing away at the minute, and they've everybody back. You know what I mean? They'd be hoping for a win there tonight. I see Rostrevor have responded. They're going well, Jarlath. Sean Power odds another point there, and we're following that one now, Paul. If that's straightened up, they have it. Tullaleash v Shamrocks is right now. We were right all along.
Yeah.
It's 2-2 there at the minute, so it is. So it's taken off there as well. And Saul, we're going to go to Saul hopefully at some stage. 1-3 Saul on the Clone 3. That's in the bay much in that section, Jarlath.
Yeah, okay. All right. Listen, Bright, back to Division 4. Bright and St. Paul's. Bright had a good opening day win, of course, against Glasdrumman. And St. Paul's had quite a high score when beating Ardglass in the first round. So, again, top of the table clash there. Paula?
Yeah, it sure is, and it will lead to a very interesting one, Jarlath. Probably, you'll be looking to get a good start in that game, and if you got a good start, you'll be hoping to maybe maintain it. So I would say whoever gets out first off to a good start in that game could well see it out.
All right, thank you. Ardglass St. Michael's then is our final fixture to preview, Paul. So Ardglass will be keen to get back on winning ways, especially in a home game against St. Michael's.
They will, yeah, and St. Michael's, they're the ones that ended up, they got their act together last week and beat East Belfast. They were losing probably most of the match, Jarlath, if you remember.
Yeah.
And Ardglass is... They're a team. At times you go to them, they could clean you, and at other times they're weak enough. But they need a point there. They need at home, really, don't they, to get themselves on a bit of a run. In that league. I'm looking at August and Finn have responded. It's 5-3 there now to Savile. So August and Finn, Savile's not going to get away from that easy, Jarlath. You'd be expecting Savile to win that easy, like them. In Warren Point, I'm looking there. It's still 18 minutes in Warren Point. It's 7-2 to Kilcoo now. It's 1-4 to 2 points.
1-4 to not 2.
Yeah, Warren Point got the first 2 points and they haven't scored since, Jarlath. So
anything happening there in Mayo Bridge, Paul? Any updates from it?
No, it's all quiet in Mayo Bridge. If we update there from from Bourne, it's 4-3.
Here we are. We can go live. There's live streaming.
There's a wee camera there in Mayo Bridge now. So
Mayo Bridge, yeah.
You can't see the scoreboard, but you can see the footballers. You can see the players. Very good, Jarlath. Unbelievable. That's class. We're live there in Mayo Bridge now, folks. On anybody can see there. We're hoping to expand this out a wee bit and maybe get a player or an interview, during this here. This is a trial, and it looks to be good, Jarlath. What do you think, Paul? Are you happy enough?
Oh, absolutely. It's great. It's actually great to see live footage from whatever grounds we have around the county. Just love to see the players back on the fields again, and hopefully, as Paul says, in the coming weeks we'll have more of them, and it'll help those that are at home that can't.
As you know, Paul, I was talking to Robbie yesterday when I was out in Mary's tuning in from America, and they've a lot of the Gribbons and all big connections, Butterfields and all big connections in America. I think they're all tuning in, and they'll be loving getting a look at that ground there tonight, their home territory, sitting wherever they're sitting in the world, be it anywhere, be it even if they're sitting across in the house Mayo Bridge, they'll still be glad to see into their field, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. To say there is people that still aren't able to move out, and it will be a while before they are. So the more coverage that we can bring them both this way and by videos is fantastic. It's keeping people connected, and that's, I suppose, the main aim, that we bring everybody together with us and they all have an idea of what's happening on a Friday night.
Yeah, it's great to see you.
I know, Paul, you had said that Destination Newry were looking to install these cameras in as many grounds as possible.
As possible, yeah. And
you've touched on it there yourself. I mean, the diaspora from this county is no different than any other county in Ireland. They're spread throughout the world.
And as I say, Charles, we're just holding it in static there the night, but this camera here is a full 360. It's a zoom focus, and once we get a couple of weeks behind us, we'll be able to hopefully do a bit of comedy on an odd match here and there and let the people into the grounds to see what's happening, John.
Very good, very good. Well, I know if I was sitting there in California or in Perth, Australia, or anywhere else in between, and I was Mayo Bridge, that certainly would pull at the heartstrings just to see that. You know, any more scores?
Yeah, a few updates here, Jarlath, coming in via the WhatsApp groups here. Waterbreak, Clonduff 1-2, Rostrevor 7 points. Ashton McGivern from the Kilcoo Warren Point game. It's Kilcoo 1-4, Warren Point 0-2 at the break. And some of our Division 4 we have coming in here. Bright 2 points, St. Paul's 1 point, that's at the Waterbreak. From the Arglass game, it's Arglass 2-6, St. Michael's 1 goal. And the Waterbreak from the Dramara Dundrum game is Dramara 5 points, Dundrum 3 points. So that's Division 4.
I see here from Unreact 5-2 up against Brady. That's fairly good start for Unreact there. But they'd be wanting to put a marker down at home tonight, Charles, you know, and in that sort of way. And there's Augusta Finn. They're right back on the tails of Saville there. It's 5-4 now. From Saville, we're leading.
Yeah.
Basically 5-0 for a while. Shamie Lochran there, it's 4-3 in Bourne to Bourne. So Ballyholden have sort of stopped them a wee bit, but it sounds of Jarlath up there. And like Bourne were flying. What with the 4-0 up early days, and Ballyholden have clagged them back there.
Yes, it was 4-1 up. Paul, just a request. There's a request on the screen there. Anything from Adi Call Leitrim?
No, there's nothing in from Adi Call Leitrim at the minute.
We'll check that out for you now the best we can. And Rick scored an odd point there to go 7-2 up. They are laying down a marker at home tonight, so they are. Okay. Salvo just added to their score there. Yes, they're leading 7-6 at the minute, Jarlath. Clonduff have a point there, so they have. And Tullaleish Shamrocks. Tullaleish 4-2 up on that one, 25 minutes gone. So I tell you what, it's all systems go at the minute. Low scoring, Jarlath. Not this time last week, a lot higher scoring. Bourne have just added to their tally there to go 5-3. And Paula made a few updates there for you at the minute.
Yeah, we have some. We have from the Augusta Finn game. Augusta Finn 4 points. Saville 1-7. You think you've covered that one, Paul? Downpatrick, it was all square between Downpatrick and St. John's. Collie Quinn coming in on that. Mark McGrath coming in from Saul saying shocking conditions tonight. Saul 1-5, Anaclone 3 points. That's the latest in Division 2.
Well, RGU just stuck one in the net there, Paula. So it's 1-5 now in RGU, just as we speak. Breda have stuck one 7-3, Breda and Enrique. So hopefully, if there's anybody out there in the Leitrim area, or you know, and can give us an update from that game, we'd be glad to hear from you. To let the folks out there at home. It's great to hear that people is tuned in and listened to us as well, Paula.
And there's Daggy Alistair looking for a score from Bryansford carried off, Paul. The last
I have it there right now, Jarlath, as we speak. It's 1-5 carried off, 5 to Bryansford. There's 25 minutes gone the first half, and that's right up to date as we speak, Jarlath.
Okay, thank you. And I see there Mitchell's had bagged the goal, and it's now Mitchell's 1-3, Drummond S 4 points.
Yes.
And the latest Jarlath and Paul from the Drumgaff game is Drumgaff 6 points, Ballymartin 3 points.
6-3. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks, Paul.
We'll try and
going
see if we
well.
can get something from Leitrim. I'll see if I can get somebody from Leitrim, see what's happening in that game.
So we hope Jackie's happy enough with that update there from Bransford. We'll try and keep him, as the match goes on, we'll try and keep him updated. And it's great again to see. There's a goal. There's more news for you there, Daggy. I don't know if you're a Bransford man or a Kerry Duff man, but hopefully you're a Kerry Duff man, because they're only after scoring a goal there to go 2-6 to 5 points up at the minute. So Kerry Duff looking very good. I mentioned him last week, Charles, too. I mentioned him on the show. Daniel Guinness made a couple of appearances for down there lately. He's only after bagging one there for Kerry Duff. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he got one last week as well, Jarlath.
No, listen, Paul, they're absolutely flying there and this week and got a precious 2 points out of Ballyholden last week as well. So their tails are up.
I see Clonabonna, they're approaching half time. It's Clonabonna 4 points to Connacht 1-2. So good enough game there as well for the supporters. Liam Devlin seems to be doing well. He's been about a while, hasn't he, Jarlath, too? Like, he's played a lot of football, Liam. He's still scoring at the highest level. There you are.
Yeah.
The latest Jarlath, an update coming in there from the Leitrim 0-8, Ali Call 0-2. So Leitrim are winning by 6 points there in that game.
Okay. Thanks, Paula.
And we're approaching half times now, Jarlath. And like, Bourne have slipped 6-3 in front there, so they have the Connacht have added now, and it's 6-4 there over Clonabonna on that one. Mayo Bridge, we'll give you an update from there now. It's very quiet from there the night. It's 3-2 to Lachanale at the minute after 22 minutes, Jarlath. So they're only after converting a free there. So it's tight, nippy in Mayo Bridge. Not much scoring going on. Kilcoo have added another one to go 8-3 ahead. It was actually a hot ball from the keeper's kick out. Goes to Kilcoo and they converted to go an all point in front, Jarlath.
Okay. So as you say, Paul, we're hovering near the half time.
Half time. Shamrocks have responded there, and I see over in Tulla East. They're 5-4 in front, Jarlath, coming into the half.
Okay.
So
of course, Paula, you intend to have the official result up there for all 4 divisions.
I do indeed, Jarlath.
During the half-time period, yeah.
Have to pay tribute to all those clubs that are working with us in Down GA. It's fantastic. They're sending us in the scores now at half-time, and that will be going on the official Down Facebook. So we'll be able to get all the half-time scores and the full-time scores now in a few minutes. So it's great. There's a lot of people helping us there.
Maybe before half-time, Cahill could maybe get somebody on the phone for a wee word from one of the grounds, maybe before half-time.
Yes, we can do that right away, Paul. We can go down to Dromara because Seamus Walsh is at that game watching from Dundrum versus Dromara. So, Paula, you take Seamus there.
You've got Mark there. Mark on Seamus's phone.
Mark,
Yep.
Well, how are you getting on down there, Mark?
Going ready, just for half time. It's Dundrum 1-6, Dromara 0-6. Keg Lavin with the Dundrum goal.
Lovely. Well done, Mark.
How's conditions?
All right.
How's the conditions down there, Mark? What's the weather?
Okay.
Mark, hold on a wee second, Mark. He's gone, is he?
He's away. He's gone. He didn't wait for us, Jarlath.
Right. Fair enough. Okay, I was sure that's...
in the Leitrim game, Jarlath, is Leitrim 10 points out of call 2. That's half-time coming in there.
10-2. That's the first update from there, Paula. Yeah, 10-2 at half-time.
Also, half-time is on rate 8 points, Breda 3 points.
And we mentioned last week, Jarlath, about that 10-2 there at Leitrim. Leitrim shouldn't really be down in that area. You know, they found themselves in that division. I don't know how they've done it, Jarlath, but I tell you what, they're very strong, aren't they, at the minute in there?
Yeah,
they're very strong.
They definitely are, Paul. And I know there will be a frustration that there's no promotion this year, but I suppose it gives them time till get issues sorted out. And I suppose that would go for any team in any division where you're heading northways back up into the division above you, or indeed you're fighting relegation. It sort of allows you to steady the ship there over the best part of 2 seasons. I just had an update there from first half score from Mitchell's, must be half time, and it's Mitchell's 2-6. Is it 2-6? No, I've lost it here. Sorry about that. Sorry. 2-4. Drummond S, not 5.
Yeah, we'll nip back out to Mayo Bridge, Jarlath, and I've an update there. Thomas, when we're on with Thomas, he said Mayo Bridge were on top. Well, it looks to me now as if Lough have gone on top. They've gone 5-2 in front, 28 minutes into the first half. So Lough 5-2 there in Mayo Bridge. Rostrava at the minute. It's pretty few scores there, Jarlath. It's 1-7 to Clonduff, 8 points to Rostrava, and we're coming up to the half-time break there as well, Jarlath.
That sounds like a lively one.
Yeah, Jarlath, the Drumgaff Ballymartin updates coming in from Michael McCardle. Colin McCumish has scored a goal for Drumgaff, so they lead now. Drumgaff 1-6 to Ballymartin, 3 points. And there's a half-time coming in there from actually in Kilcoo. It's Kilcoo 1-5, we're on point, 3 points.
Okay.
Well done. And you mentioned the wee lad there again, Paul. I remember covering him in a programme with Combs. Great wee footballer he was. And it's lovely to hear. We said it last week on the show. When you see a young fella playing, you know, at underage, it's lovely to see them coming through and scoring points at senior level. We had, last week, we introduced back to Downfold Shane McCartan, Jarlath, you remember?
Okay.
And we introduced a young man from Ballyhole last week for scores. Well, there's another young man out of Drumgaff there.
Okay.
Taking him over the bar. It's great to see it.
Cal, of course, as you know, Anricht are at home till Breda tonight. They're in control of that game, 8 points to 3. And I think we have a score from Ronan Campbell on video here that we're going to get. That has just happened in the past couple of minutes.
Where's this from, Charles? Where are we now?
That's it. We're out in the Kingdom.
Lovely. That's great. That's great footage too, isn't it?
He's well out there. He's well out as a good score.
Yeah. So seems dry enough there too, Charles, doesn't it?
Well, you see, it's blustery enough looking, Paul. You look at the flags.
That's just a rerun of it there. Yeah, that's a rerun of it.
Good score.
I tell you what, Charles, I'm looking here at my phone and I can't answer it. Do you know what I mean? But since we started, it's been bouncing with people looking, and it's all GAA people let me out. Do you know what I mean? It's great to see it. Huh? So it tells us that there's people out there listening to us. Any more updates, Paula? There's a score coming from Saville. That's coming from Oxford Finn, isn't it? No, that's Saville 1-6. The visitors are Oxford Finn, isn't it? So
that's
it's
correct,
what?
Yes.
9-4 there, Paula. 9-4 there.
Yeah, half-time, Rostrava 8 points, Clonduff 1-8. The Bridge, Lough Island, Mayo Bridge 4 points, Lough Island 5. Half-time, Burn Ballyhole, Burn 6 points, Ballyhole 3. That's in Division 1. Division 3, Tyrconnell and Clanabana. It's Clanabana 4 points, Tyrconnell 1-3. Tullalish 4 points, Shamrocks 5 points, and that's a half-time score there as well. And on Division 4 half-times, we have Dramara 6 points, Dundrum 1-6, Ardglass 3-10 to St Michael's 1 goal. So Ardglass have certainly got off to some start there in that first half. And the half-time with Mitchell's 2-5, Drummond 5 points. That's the latest.
Paula, just on that, I know we had lost Shauna earlier on there, but we have Shauna back on the line here. Just let us know what way things is going down there at half-time. Hey, Shauna.
Hi, Jarlath. How's it going? Half-time here at Jarlath. As we've just heard, it's Mitchell 2-5, Drummond 0-5, and really that score is a surprise because halfway through that first half, Drummond were dominant. They had all the possession. They were playing all the direct football. Mitchell's looked a bit ponderous. They were struggling to get through in the final third, but Drummond's finishing was poor. They had a lot of wides, a lot of shorts, a lot of turnovers at that final moment, and they did not make the most of their possession before and after the water break. Mitchell's then regained their confidence, and Jackie Quinn, Rory Quinn, known as Jackie, has scored 2 goals in quick succession. Lovely goals. One of them in particular was a real team effort with Paddy Sweeney passing to Kevin Marks, who then soccered the ball up to Jackie, and Jackie made no mistake and put it in the back of the net.
Well done, Sean. It's great to hear. And you have a couple of good young fellas there. We mentioned the young fella last week. I used to have him, and I think when it was down, young Flynn, is he playing tonight? He is, yeah.
Yeah, Owen Flynn's playing in the half-forward line, and he's doing a great job tonight. He looks lively, and he's given his marker a torrid time.
Great wee player, great wee player. Thanks very much, Sean, for your updates. It's great. We'll come back to you before it's all over. With half-times coming at us here, flat out. I'm going to shoot out the Mayo Bridge first, Jarlath. We have Corey Quinn and Charlie Smith have added a couple there from Mayo Bridge. They're 5-4 at the minute. Paul had done RGU and did we do Saul, Paula? We didn't do Saul and Clone at half time.
No, just wait.
Saul won 6, Clone 4 points at half time there in that one, Paula.
Yeah.
I think, Paula, we're expecting the official sort of half-time results anyway.
We'll have them. Just take a few minutes just to get in from everybody. There's half-time there is East Belfast 3 points and Glasdrumman 2-9, and I think it would be nice, Jarlath, at this stage just to mention, during the week Glasdrumman lost one of their great club men in Tony Bannon. Tony Bannon was a great man. He held, I think, almost every position within the club. He was a fantastic PRO and did an awful lot for the culture and score. And indeed, I would say one of Tony's proudest moments would have been when Glasdrumman's Niamh Madole won the All-Ireland in Belfast in 2017, and their ballot group this year in an Ulster final 2 years in consecutive. So I would say on behalf of all the Down Gaels, to Tony's wife and 2 sons and the Gaels of Glasdrumman, we extend our deepest sympathy to them on Tony's passing.
Thanks, Paula. From Kerry Duff there, I'll update. Half-time and that, there must have been something wrong with the scores. 2-5 to 5 points to Kerry Duff. We had a 2-6 a while ago. Braid and St. Paul's down there, Jarlath. We haven't really touched on it much. It's 2 each there, and not really a high-scoring game there at all. In Clonabana and Taconic 2 points in front there. They're leading 3 to 4 points at the minute, Jarlath. And they have actually started their second half, believe it or not. So they must be a few minutes ahead, that sort of way. So I tell you what, I was on the show last week with you and we wondered where the time went. The time's flying again, isn't it, Jarlath?
I know.
It's flying high.
But Paul, listen, I suppose the Harbour night, it's not a night to be hanging around either, like at these grounds, So
it's funny you say that, Jarlath. There's taxes coming in here on the clubs that's updating us via the WhatsApp on the 4 divisions, and one fella's after said, "I'm sorry about that tax, but I'm writing here in torrential rain." So they're all doing a great job getting as much as they can.
Paula, sorry to cut across you there. Last week, Paul, we spoke to, of course, East Belfast, Richard Maguire. Richard's back on the phone there, Paul. So do you want to speak to Richard there?
How you doing, Richard? We're back again. Yes, sir. Slightly down at half time, Richard. Yes.
Yes. So we started off well, but free kicks and Mr. Harrison's having a field day here, so it's not going so well just at the moment.
Connor's playing well, is he? Yeah. The folks around the county be glad to hear that.
Unfortunately for us, yes. But we have a couple of new boys in there as well, so. They're finding their feet. They're getting there.
I'm hearing you at 50 at training last night. Any truth in that one?
Well, we've a couple of different. Plenty of boys about. We're more after quality than quantity. But
you'll be able to pick a bit of quality out of that, man. So you will, Richard. Surely to God.
We'll dig it up. We'll dig it up. 5 weeks. The boys have to. We'll have to figure out who's who. There'll maybe be a couple of subs that'll make a name for themselves.
Is it going well? It's great to welcome you on the show, and everybody's loving listening to you, Richard. Thanks for coming on with us. Right. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. We're just about to start again here. All the best. Bye
bye. You have the half times there, maybe, Paula. Have you Division 1?
Well, I haven't got the full list. Just
I
what
have
I have
the full
here.
list here. If you want me to run down through it, do you? You want me to run down through it?
Yeah,
Paul, do it slowly.
Do it slowly. I'll do it the same way I done it last week, Jarlath. Nice and slowly. Half times from Division 1. Bryansford 0-5, Kerry Duff 2-6. Kilcoo 1-5, St CPN 3 points. Rostraver 8, Clonduff 1-8. Mayo Bridge 4, Loughnane 5, and Bourne 6, Ballyholm 3. That's the half times from Division 1. Now, if you want me to rip Division 2, I have it there handy as well if you want it, John.
Well, keep her going, yeah.
Well, with Saul leading 1-6 in the Bay game to 4 points at Donaclone, and Reix leading Breda. Good going from Redick, 8-3 at half time. And the other one in that group is Downpatrick 5 points, St John 5 points, level at half time.
Okay.
That's your Division 2.
What was Saul and Donaclone, Paul?
Saul and Donaclone in that group was Saul 1-6, Donaclone 4 points. So I tell you what, if Annaclone gets beat tonight, Jarlath, it'll be a long, long time from they were beating the league. And I don't know if we'll witness. I don't think, I said it last week, I'm nearly sure I'm right. They were undefeated through the league last year. And they've started this year the same way. So they'll be hoping to get out of that one. We're hoping to go there at some stage. We've been on there.
Well, of course, they're in the bye week this week, so at least it'll not count on the board.
Well, at least that for them. But they'll be wanting to win it for all of it. See, Braid have gone 3-2 up, and a low scoring affair over in Braid. 3-2 over St. Paul's there at the minute.
Okay. That's so second half started.
Second half, so we're sort of in the half-time break now. So at Division 4 there, if anybody wants to full.
No, you didn't do Division 3 yet.
But I'll get it when it comes to me. I'll go with Division 4. That's here now. Right. So Division 4 half-time scores. Mitchell's 2-6. Drummond's 5 points.
Okay.
Dromara 6. Dundrum 1-6. We spoke to Mark down there.
Yeah.
Ardglass 3-10. St. Michael's 1 point. So sort of similar vein for St. Michael's as last week, Jarlath. They had a bad first half, and they had again this week. And we're only after touching on that one there. Bright 3, St. Paul's 2, and East Belfast 3. Paul gave us that already. Glasdrumon 2-9. And as Richard said, Connery, Harrison's on fire, and everybody around the county will be glad to hear that.
Right.
You know, they will be glad to hear that.
Anything there for Khalifa Haderg?
No, nothing there from Khalifa Haderg. No, Khalifa Haderg's no, nothing from them. No, funny enough.
Any Division 3 updates?
Maybe Paul made up something there.
Go ahead, Paul. I was Division 3. What I have here is Division 3. Ahasa Finn 1-5 to Savills 1-4 in that one. None coming in there, but I see Saul have got off to a flying start in the second half and have got a goal. So Annaclone are certainly in trouble in that game.
Oh.
What's the score there now, Paula?
That's the latest in that one. Just bear with me. I'll get you that one now. It's not coming in on that one, Jarlath. It's flashed up there on Twitter that Saul had got.
There you are. We just news there coming. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Paula, but big news coming out of August Finn. August Finn have taken the lead there. They scored a goal there. They're 1-6 to 1-5 up there. And I told you at the start of the show, Jarlath, they'll be hard enough to deal with this year, I can tell you. With another point there from Jerry Collins, another county man, you'd be glad. The people would be glad to hear he's going well. It's 1-6 down Patrick. Where are they, Paula? Where are they at the night there?
St. John.
It's 1-6 against St. John. So big stuff coming out of. With a man in August Finn, I don't know what the crack is with Cahill, maybe get them on. Loughney's got a goal there, so they have to go 1-5 at the start of the second half in Mayo Bridge. 5 all Shamrocks and Tullalish. Go ahead, Paula.
The Saul game, it is Saul 2-6 to Annaclone 4 points.
And to Connacht, they're still leading in Clonabonnet, Jarlath. Point from play there. It's 1-4 to 5 points there. 7-5 to the Connacht over in Clonabonnet.
All right, listen, I think the three of us is going to just take a breather here for 30 seconds because Cahill is going to play a wee video in relation to the cameras and the potential for the streaming if the clubs might be interested in that in the weeks to come. So just give him a second there to get that up, just to see what that's about. Well done, Cahill, Paul, and Paula. As you can see from that, we also cover garrison games, right?
I'm looking here, Jarlath, again. Sorry to cut in you, but is the man from Carryduff or from, I don't know why he's from Carryduff or from Brantford, but I'm seeing here wonder point from Donny Savage. You can nearly imagine that if you're sitting there, Jarlath, it would be pure left-footed on the way out in the wing somewhere strange. He's a great lad with the left foot, Donny Savage. Now a county man, and great to see them names coming up. I see it's a draw.
What's the score there in Brantford?
2-5 to 6 points. Carryduff 2-5, Brantford 6 points at the minute. All squaring down Patrick. The local folk will know who it is. A goal from Scoop. So anybody from down Patrick will know who he is. We don't, Jarlath, but we'll hope to divulge that information before the end of the show, who Scoop is.
Okay.
Two later scores, Jarlath, coming in here. Drumgath 1-8, Ballymartin 6 points. And Leitrim have extended a massive lead in 2-12 to Alec 2 points.
Some great footballers up in Leitrim at the minute, Paula. And I see Loughnane start to slide away in Mayo Bridge here. And at the minute, it's 1-6 to 5 points out there, Jarlath.
In favour of Loughnane.
In favour of Loughnane, about 4 minutes into the second half. So I tell you what, they're going well away from home on an old moggy night like that, aren't they?
Sure are, yeah. And that's showing great resilience there. And I don't want to put the scud on them, but they had a bright start against Bourne, of course, last week before they fell away. So they'll be keen to get back on track there. That would be a surprise now if that was to carry on for the next 30 minutes.
Bourne have taken the lead. Bourne are 7-3 in front up in Ballyholme. It would be a surprise, Jarlath, as you said. But Loughnane are thereabouts. They're an established top team and down at the minute. You know what I mean? They've always had footballers. It's just a matter of getting them all together. And I'll tell you what, on any given day, Jarlath, if they hit the ground running, you're in trouble. I'll tell you that now. That's for sure. Any more updates from... I see Arcus and Finn there. We're going to keep on this Arcus and Finn one now tonight. It's very interesting developing there. They're still leading. It's 9-8 there at the minute. And they're 11 minutes into the second half there, Jarlath.
Okay.
Rostraver, we'll go back to Rostraver. Arthur McCampbell, all familiar names to everybody out there listening. 1-9 to Clonduff, 8 points to Rostraver. So the Rostraver steamboat has sort of come to a bit of a halt there, Jarlath, at the minute.
You take great pleasure, Paul, in saying that, don't you?
I do not indeed. I want not indeed. You're our best friends down there in Rostraver. But anyhow, I nip on with another score here. Shamrock 6. Tullaleash 5. Tight dogfight there, 10 minutes into the second half. And another wee man, I know all these names, Jarlath, from doing out programmes. And Andrew Gilmore, he used to play with Castlewell, if I'm not mistaken. And I nearly say I'd be positive sure that there. He scored a point for St John's there to put them up, or to put them back in front. No, to put them all square with RGU.
Okay.
Just there on all them halftime scores. You know, it's very hard to follow them when they've been called out so quickly, but they are all up on Destiny or on Official Down Facebook. So if anybody wants to we scoot back to check what things was there halftime, all 4 divisions are now up.
More news from that Down Patrick game. We've unearthed who the man Scoop is. He's Peter Torley, another Down man. All familiar names to anybody listening to the show. I know these names well, Jarlath. So, Scoop got the goal. That's Peter Torley. There you are.
There you go. Well done.
10-3 to Kilcoo there, Jarlath, at the minute. They seem to be coasting this one tonight. 10 minutes. I seem not like to hear me saying that, but 10-3 up, 11 minutes into the second half. Doesn't augur well. The low-scoring match in Division 4. There's not a score there. It's Break 4, St Paul's 2 at the minute. Low scoring affairs. 6 each, Shamrock and Tullaleash, Jarlath. Paul, I might do a few more there.
Okay, so coming in here just at the minute. There's one, Michael McCardle has updated us here. Drumgath again 1-8. Ballymartin 0-6 is where we are on that. There's with the unraked today. Tom Sloan has updated us. It is, hold on, I just lost it. Sorry. Tom Sloan has 9 points to unraked. 3 points to Breda, 46 minutes gone in that game. It's in Division 2. Division 3, we have Achas Finn 1-6 to 1-5. So they're very close game there between Saville and Achas Finn. There's only 1 point. Achas Finn are ahead by a point in that game.
Okay.
down in Bourne, Jarlath, a young Sabian nephew of yours, Kieran Tinley's on as a sub there.
Yes.
I don't know why it'd be something to do with you. I think. And young Ryan Trainer, we mentioned his father there. He's mentioned he's managing the Metros now. He's the first man I heard of getting a sin bin. So there's a sin bin as well to report tonight, Jarlath.
Okay.
That means he has 10 minutes to sit. So if Ballyhone can, get a wee bit of their acting out there now, they're a man up there for 10 minutes, and Ryan Trainer would be a very useful player for Bourne.
Are we still looking at 6-3 down there, Paul? 6-3 to Bourne?
We're still looking at 7-3. A very uneventful opening first 15 minutes of that second half, Jarlath.
But it's one of those nights, Paul, where conditions play a big part, isn't it?
And there's the all new rule. Downpatrick have got one from the new mark. They go 1-7 to 1-8 up.
Okay.
Or sorry, 1-8 to 1-7 up.
Okay. Listen, we're going to Rostrevor. We have Connor Tinley on the phone. Connor, hey, you hear me?
Can indeed, Jarlath. I can hear you, yes.
Okay, second half started.
Second half started shortly there, yeah.
The score, the latest we have here is Clonduff 1-8, Rostrevor 0-8. What way is it going?
Well, the Reds have just got a free there. The Reds are now 1-9. Or the Reds just got a free, sorry, they're not 10, and Clonduff 1-9.
Oh, okay.
Take enough, Connor, then. Take enough down there.
At the first half now, the second half, as we say, has only started. But the first half, the first 15 minutes, the Reds was doing very well. And there were 3 points up. And they missed 3 frees. And they put 3 in the keeper's hands. She's been well in front. Keelan Mooney then went off injured. And Clonduff come back into the game big time. Clonduff with a well-worked goal and followed immediately with a point. And that was then back in the game. But for the first 15 minutes, it was all Rostrevor.
Yeah, he's a young team, Connor. He's a young team down there, and you'd be hoping to get them all blooded up. They're very young panelists having Rostrevor at the minute. And like you'd be expecting, if they all stay together, they'd hopefully come good for you.
Well, they're young in a sense, yes, but they're a well-settled team. They're a team that's been on the road now for quite a while. There's very few debutants, let's say, tonight. The team that's on the field tonight is a probably a Rostrevor team that's been playing now for a number of years. But you're right, the young fellas that are playing, they're playing very, very well. It's an interesting fact tonight, Sean, that every line on the Rostrevor field has scored, from the full forward to the full back line. They've all contributed to this. In fact, the only person who hasn't scored is the goalkeeper.
That's great to hear that attacking football going on, Connor, down there in Rostrevor. And you're in Clonduff tonight, or you're at home? You're in Clonduff, aren't you?
Oh, Rostrevor.
Oh, no. We're in, as we like to say, we're in the garden. We're in Rostrevor.
Very good. Thanks very much for coming into the show. We'll get back to you for a bit of an update before it's all over.
All right. Okay. Anything else happen, Paula?
Up to Mayo Bridge. 1-7 Loughlin Island. 5 points Mayo Bridge. And Sal will have missed a glorious goal chance to go in front. August and Finn still leading by 1 there. Any more from you, Paula?
No, Saul have added another point. It's Saul 2-7 to Annaclone 5 points after 12 minutes of the second half. Annaclone have got a black card there in very wet conditions. Drumgas still well ahead in their game, and Leitrim very dominant in theirs. That's the latest there is in them.
Okay, listen, the only games going on in all 4 divisions that I haven't taken a note of anything is Khalif Ahadurg. Has anybody let you know anything?
Well, put it out there, Jarlath. We'll put it out there to the people listening. Somebody bound to be out. Khalif Ahadurg again. I thought we had something at the start on that. Had we not? With a wee bit. Very little from there is right. Okay. Khalif Ahadurg. Anybody out there wants to give us a shout or give us a wee text and let us know. People at home wants to hear how you're getting on. So it'd be great if we got a wee text in or a wee tweet from the club Facebook, or we're following all that.
Okay.
At the minute, 7-4, Ballyhole creeping back in. Tullaleash, Shamrock 7-all. And Rake, Breda, 9-4 on Rake. So happy days there for Rake. They're 18 minutes into the second half. Breda's a fair side. And like it'd be a great boost for Rake. And it'd be a good boost for that section if it ended up like that, Charles.
Yeah, it would. Paul, Breda, of course, had a hard-fought draw against Downpatrick last week. Listen, we're going down till the Soul on a Clonmas. John Heenan is on the phone. Hey, John, this is Jarlath here.
How are you?
Not too bad.
Wet and windy.
Yous are in a wet and windy soul, and I believe yous are getting yous are well behind at the minute, 2-7 to 0-5. Is that right?
It's 2-8 to 0-6. We're just in the water break of the second half. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're dominating the first half. Quality scores. So we're 1-6 to 4 up at half time. Looking Harmon, low shot. Looking Harnick got the goal, the low shot, opened it up for them, and basically they got 4 in a row after that, win 1-6 to 4. Then on its own scores have come from Kevin Anderson from play and Brent McDonald, the other two. Second half is more balanced here. The teams have been interchanging here, and the completions are somewhat easy, but it's a great end-to-end game as well. Open attacking football. Probably Gribbon's great, and he's letting it flow.
John, you said you just had the water break there.
Just at the water break in the second half, the score 2-8 to 6 points. 15 minutes in, the colleagues called the water break.
Paul Rooney was making reference to it earlier. You were sort of on a winning streak there, similar to something like Liverpool. It seemed to go on for months. So you'd be keen to finish with a flurry.
Well, finish with a flurry. I also steal the scoreboard operator there and maybe give you Gregory better. Take the colleague in. I think we're going to stick to Doc Carney here till you put it in the time machine and go back a wee bit there, maybe a week.
Okay, all right, John. Good to hear from you.
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah,
Paul, I think things is falling apart for Straver.
Yeah, another goal for Dundalk. Yeah. Well, I have only one here at the minute, Jarlath. At the minute I have 2-9 to 10 points in favour of Clondalf, and it's fallen apart a bit for ourselves as well. It's 1-7 to 6 points there in Mayo Bridge, and Warren Point coming back in there, Jarlath, so we can't break them off yet. 15 minutes into the second half, and it's 10-6 now till Kilcoo.
Okay, I did get my update is obviously quicker than your update. It's Clondalf 3-9, Straver 0-11.
There you are, probably one of those big Arthur operating there. Or...
Paula, go ahead.
Yeah, just a wee update there on the Cleef Acadurg. The reason there's no scores is because there actually is no game at all. There's hurling on Sunday, so that there is no game there this evening. So thanks to Kieran Gilmer for that update there.
That's all. You see the
Thanks, Paula. Thanks, Paula. Great job. Great job, man.
We inside link there, Jarlath. That's
it, Paula.
Would you believe it, Charles? Quick update here, fast. Davison, another man we all know, Alan Davison, bagged one for Warren Point. It's 10-9. It's 1-7 Kilcoo, 1-6 Warren Point. So 15 minutes to go. There's a queer match there. If anybody's at it, hopefully they're enjoying that. Warren Point have come to life, Jarlath.
Yes, definitely have, and it's good to see that man back and full flight. Obviously, Alan.
Yeah, it's good to see it.
Yeah, Jarlath, a whole lot of water break half times coming in here in Division 4. Arglass 3-15, St Michael's 1-1. East Belfast 3 points. Glass Drummond have pulled away there, scoring 4-13. Jamara 1-11, Dundrum 2-8. So a tight encounter there in Jamara. And Mitchell's 2-9, Drummond Ness 1-9, all to play for in that one. And a low scoring affair for Bright St Paul. So it's Bright on 4 points, St Paul 2 points. That's the water break Division 4.
The goals are going in second fast now, Jarlath. Saville got that goal. Saville have got that goal. The lead 2-5 to 1-6, so it's 11-9 there in Oxford Finn, and it's 22 minutes gone in the second half. Bourne have slipped an Alvin on the board there. They go 8-4 at the minute, 17 minutes in the second half of that one, Jarlath.
Okay.
And the Tullaleash Shamrocks. Shamrocks is aging at the minute. It's knuckle duster down there too. It's 8-7 at the minute to the Shamrocks in Tullaleash, and that one's on 60 minutes, Jarlath. So you're right. 3-9. 3-9. I'm just getting it here now, Jarlath. 3-9 to 10 points.
Yes.
Somebody said a very lucky goal for Clondalf.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a man on the phone there now is going to tell us, and I think it must be Paddy Matthews. Is it? Hey, Paddy.
It is. Hey,
Hey, it's Jarlath here. Listen, 3-9, not 11. You are in control there in Straver.
We are at the minute. Yes, we are. Thank God. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here.
You had the water break, Paddy.
So water break in the second half here. Straver started well. So they stuff back into the 3 goals. 3-9 to 0-11.
Go ahead, Paul.
Very good. Yeah, you're going well, Paulie. I heard the third goal was a very lucky goal from. But how could you explain that now to our viewers? We've lost him, have we, Jarlath?
Must have, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We've lost Paulie. We've lost him.
Okay. All right, Paul. Anything happening? Water breaks all around then.
Yeah,
water breaks all around.
Division 1, water breaks and Duff 3-9. We've just heard that one there. Kilcoo 1-8. We're on point 1-6. So it's just 2 points in that water in Division 1 on that one. And there's no further updates just on half. I had to give the half time we got from Brighton St. Paul. So at the minute, that's all the ones coming in on this one. Jarlath?
The water break in Bourne, it's 8-4 there in Bourne. And young Jack Mortis coming on after the water break. He came on last week, Jarlath, and got his first score.
Yes.
He's coming on the night again. And as Paul has updated there, Kilcoo's leading. Kilcoo have grabbed one back there. Salval again, it's 11-9 there. Salval are... They've been made to fight for it anyhow, Jarlath. That's for sure. You could say that.
Yeah, the Patrick game is all square. Collie Quinn all square 1-8 apiece in that Patrick game.
Okay.
Very good. That's Kilcoo 1-9. We've only have to cover in that one. All square. Paul has covered that one. 3-9 to 11 points. 10 to go in Clonduff game. Clonduff or Starry game, Jarlath.
Right. What's happening? Logan Island still in front.
Logan Island still in front. Not much scoring from what was last there. And Rake now, Breda brought a couple back there. It's 10-6 now to Rake and Breda. And Mayo Bridge is not looking great at the minute. They haven't scored much. It's 1-7 to 6 there at the minute, Jarlath.
Okay. Down that Division 4 there's a couple of very high scores there. Ardglass, St Michael's and Glasdrummond, East Belfast. It's probably something similar. There's no closing of that gap, Paula, that you can see. And indeed, Division 3, Adi Call are getting tanked against Leitrim as well.
Yeah, the only other update coming in there from Michael McArdle is Drumgath 113, Ballymartin 8 points. So Drumgath are pulling away there in that game, Jarlath.
Okay. Drumgath going well. And another wee update there from the Kerry Duff 2-6, Bryants with 8 points. Bryants were coming back a wee bit. The hoops went in front there. But Downpatrick's after taking the lead. Conor McGrady and down, man. In the low scoring game, it's 5-2 in that one now. And Clonabonnet to Connacht, we said it would be tight, Jarlath. It is tight. With 25 minutes gone the second half, they've gone level. Connacht 1-5, Clonabonnet 8 points. Yet Clonabonnet dug their way back in there. And after last week's defeat, the Shamrocks, they'll be hoping to get something out the other end of this, Jarlath.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Paul. How long? We're obviously after the water break there as well.
And some games are a wee bit further on, but that's the way it comes at us, Jarlath. We can only give it to the people as we get it, But
okay. Listen, Paul. We're going to go over to the Division 3 game down in Ballymartin. Ballymartin versus Drumgath. And Paul, you've got Vincey Bourne on the line.
Well, Vincey, you're on the last report. You're going well.
Yeah, everything's going as Jack will be well pleased with the turnover from last week. At the minute,
that's your new manager, Jack, is it? Yeah.
Pardon?
Jack, your new manager, is it?
Jack was in there last year, but he's still here this year too. Yeah.
And who got your goal, Vincey? Have you got your goals? Who got the goal for you?
Colin McComey scored the goal. Was unselfishly get out up by Oisin Toner intercepted the ball. There was a free kick for Ballymartin. Oisin Toner intercepted the ball, give it to Mark Connolly, and he unselfishly just passed it around the goalkeeper, and it was just a roll into the net for Colin. So a great goal under Ballymartin. I have to say at the time it was an absolute deluge. So it was, but from Gaff they coped with the conditions better. And they tagged on 1-3 in that period of about 5 minutes of bad weather. But Drumgath have to keep concentration here if they're going to see this one out. There's only about 8 minutes left here, but they're going to have to stay focused here to see this one out because Ballymartin's brought on Peter Fitzpatrick, and he's a bit of a handful in the middle of the field here.
Have Paul and Jarlath here maybe want to say hello to you as well, Fancy?
Hello, Paul, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Go ahead, Paula.
Yeah, Fancy, wet conditions there with you tonight. But indeed, for
Paul,
you,
say that again. I'm having trouble hearing you there.
yeah, it's wet conditions for you tonight, but it'd be great for supporters. I'm sure there's a great feel with members coming into the ground just to be back. I'm sure that was nice, Fancy, to see people back around the grounds.
Paul, I can't hear you at all. Sorry.
Right, so we'll come back to you eventually for an update later at some stage later on.
All right, just laid a score there from Mitchell's. Mitchell's 210, Drummond S 111. So that game is closing in as we head for the home straight. It's getting a bit closer.
There's Trevor involved with a couple there, Jarlath. It's 3-9 to 12 points there at the minute. Clonabon have taken the lead. They've dug themselves back into the lead there. And believe it or not, August and Finn have dragged it all square again. 29 minutes into the second half. It's 11 each, August and Finn and Saville. I tell you what, it'd be some result for the Finn now if they could pull that one out, Jarlath.
You see, that's 1-8 to 2-5, Paul, is it?
It's level at the minute. It's 1-8 to 2-5. Saville of 2-5. They're only after getting a goal there. But that goal put them 2 points up. And August and Finn had a pull back. They've dragged them 2 points back, Jarlath. And it's quite going. I tell you what, there's going to be nobody coming out of there with 100 points this year.
Fair enough. Okay.
Kerry Duff gone again. 2-7 to 8 points there, Jarlath, on that one.
Against Bransford.
Against Bransford, yeah.
I tell you, that's a queer start for Kerry Duff to get 2 wins on the bounce against.
I'm telling you, there's Ballyhone slipping back into that one as well. Born 8-6 at the minute there. Tiernan Rush and a Shamey Lochran free, or Shamey Lochran punched one over Tiernan Rush free. It's 8-6 there, Jarlath, all to play for.
Okay. Paul, are you anything else?
The Leitrim Dramatic Hall, Leitrim again extending their lead. It's 2-17 to 5 points in the Leitrim Dramatic Hall game.
Okay.
And you have, there's nothing more from the East Belfast 1-5, Glasdrumman 4-15 is the latest in that Division 4 game, Jarlath.
Okay. Yeah, see there, Paul, the Shamrocks are starting to, they're 10-7 up now in that game in Tullylation. I tell you what, if they can add another 2 points to last week, Jarlath, their confidence will go as well, and they're heading in the right direction. And Riek seem to be going to grab a few points tonight. They've scored a goal there to go 110 to 7 up, Jarlath.
Okay.
So very good. And from Mayo Bridge, it's 1-8 to 7 points, 23 minutes gone there, Jarlath.
1-8 Logan Island.
1-8 Logan Island, Mayo Bridge. And Rostraver chipping away there. You're up to 14 points now to 310.
Okay. Well, we're in the home straight here now.
We're in the home straight now. Paul, I might have a few more there for you.
Well, it's not. I actually think as games get into the closing stages, they get exciting, and our tweakers and our updaters get.
I tell you what, that Saville Ox and the Finn Satan is 12 each now. They're score for score. And I tell you what, Warren Point are back with another point there, Owen Bourne from play. It's 11-10 there to Kilcoo at the minute on 27 minutes. So they're all starting to wind up now, Jarlath. And I tell you what, there's a few of them very interesting coming into the last couple of minutes here.
The latest coming there from Saul, Annaclone have got a goal, so it's now Annaclone 1-7, Saul 2-10.
And there you are, like there again, Jarlath. Rostraver have added another 2 from I was on last year, and that's 2 minutes ago. It's 16, 3-10 there now, 16 points for Rostraver. A goal will do you. So it will, a goal will do you, The Bridge have added one back there. It's 1-8 to 8 points there at the minute. And in the low-scoring game, St. Paul's have got a goal. It's 1-2, St. Paul's, break 4 points. So a goal's a big score in that game, Jarlath. According, and there you are, now a point, Sean Parr, 15 to 310. That's it. Rostraver have put up some scores and been in 2 quite entertaining games the first 2 weeks, Jarlath.
Well, Paul, they definitely have, but it's not worth a hell of beans when you've no points in the board. You know.
Well, like they're batting away here. It's 310 to 15 at the minute, so. It was 310 to 8 not long ago, Jarlath. So, and then somebody said that was a lucky goal as well, Jarlath. So, at least you have something to talk about. You know what I mean? When it's all over and done with.
Unfortunately, it doesn't matter whether it's lucky or whether it's not. If it's only account, so any time if they have it, they'll be taking it and making the use of it.
Goal for Annaclone, Paul. They're 1-7 to 210 down now. So. They have responded and they're they haven't threw in the towel on that one, so they haven't.
Oh yeah,
The Connacht, since we last spoke, have got a goal to go 11-9 over Clonabana, and that one there is on 33 minutes, George. She's on the whistle, that one.
So there's the first of our final full-time scores coming in from Collie Quinn. The game, which would have been all square on several of his updates, but the final scoreline is RGU 2-12, St John's 1-8. So it's a win for RGU there tonight against St John's.
With Collie on last week, he was delighted to get he thought they were lucky enough to get the result, the draw last week. He'd be quite chuffed tonight. Won't he, Jarlath, going out with that result?
Well, they'll be glad to get back on track. And I mean, like 3 points out of 4 into the final game next week before the championship. I think they'll be happy enough for that.
And I see there,
Jared Lennon's coming in as a draw. A draw
there.
I
told you what, that's a take.
They haven't confirmed that it's a full-time score. He's just confirmed that at the minute it's a draw, so we'll wait to hear from Jared again.
Clonabana have got one back, Paula. It's 11-10 there now. The Connacht's leading, so they are.
A victory for Unraked tonight against Breda, so it's Unraked 1-11, Breda 6 points. So that's a win.
See, we're back out in Mayo Bridge there, Paula, and there's still a bit of action going on. See the referee down there. I think he's moving the ball up or something by the look of things there. I don't know what's going on. I can't see the 200 Thomas was talking about. Mayo Bridge score. Somebody's looking for the Mayo Bridge score. Have you got it, Paula?
Down there, you wouldn't be able to see them.
I can't see the 200 he's on about. We'll have to move that camera around for the folks for next week. But
full time in Division 4 from our Glass 4-16, St Michael's 2-2.
Well, they're still alive there in Mayo Bridge, and at the minute, a full time there from Unraked. Unraked got points on the board, Jarlath. They won 14-7, double scores. 1-11 to 7 points, Jarlath. And to see this Mayo Bridge game here, I think it's deep in injury time, that game too. You know, it's looking like a win for Loughnane there, Jarlath. But we'll keep the folks posted.
Full time there, Glasdrummond game. So it's East Belfast 1-4, Glasdrummond 4-13.
Big win for them.
4-13.
Yeah, 4-13, and Clonabana 10 points, take Connacht 3-5.
Now a goal there for the Connacht, Paula. Yes, and now a goal there for the Connacht.
You see, when we're giving the scores, can we have one person talking, because we're getting all over the place here. So, Paula, you give us that Clonabana again, and was that a full time?
Clonabana from Gavin Campbell. Clonabana 10 points, take Connacht 3-5.
That's a full time, Paula, yeah.
No, that's 34 minutes, George. I don't think it's a full time yet, that one. Not sure. And Shamrock's coming into the end. They're 10-8 now in Tullalish. Kilcoo are 12-10 up over Warren Point. It's in Annaclone. We give that a minute ago. It's 1-7 to 2-10. Final score in RGU. Paula gave that, didn't you?
Yep.
Division 1, 32 minutes gone and born. Ballyhole have dragged it back to 8-7 there, Charles. Tight finish there as well. They'd be loving to get a draw there, wouldn't they?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. To come back
Jarlath,
over
I have a full-time score here for you, Jarlath, and it is Bryansford 9 points, Kerry Duff 2-7. That's full-time, so it's Bryansford 9 points, Kerry Duff 2-7 full-time in that game.
And out Mayo Bridge, Jarlath, there's 29 minutes out there gone.
Okay.
Charlie Smith's after adding one from Mayo Bridge, so it's 1-8 to 9 points to Loughnane at the minute. It's tight enough. It's not over. That's a full time, Paula, confirmed from Clonabana, yes.
Yeah, and a full time confirmed from Saul, and that is Saul 2-10 to Annaclone's 1-9. So Saul held on to their lead there that they had all of that game. Indeed, they led from the very start. So it's 2-10 to Saul, 1-9 to Annaclone. That's a full time.
And Tullalish, it's the latest from Tullalish. It's Shamrock's 11 points, Tullalish 9. It's looking probably like a win there for Shamrock. St Paul's 1-3, Braid 4 points. Braid haven't scored in a while, so they haven't. Full time, we give that one Bryansford and Kerry Duff. Mayo Bridge, Loughnane have added to that score, Jarlath. It's 1-9 Loughnane, Mayo Bridge 9 points on 30 minutes.
Okay.
Jarlath on the screen there, I see someone was looking at an update if we had on the Drum game, but the last we have on that was at the water break, and that was Dramara 1-11, Dundrum 2-8. So just for Alex Murray there, who's looking at how we update on that score, that's what we have, but that was at the water break.
1-11 to 2-8, Paula.
Yeah, yes. we'll have a correction on that break, St Paul's. It's a draw there, it's 5 each there. and it's deep in the second half as well, Charles. Low scoring affair out there.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
And Tommy Joe's on from Burn. Jarlath with a full-time score there of just a 1 point victory for Burn. Burn 0-8, Ballyholland 0-7. So that's 8 points to 7. And also,
unbelievable. I've news to report for Jarlath. Mayo Bridge 1-9, Loughnane 1-9. They're just after sticking one in the net there on 31 minutes to put it all level. Hopefully we can get it over the line now, Jarlath.
Okay, Paul. Yeah.
full-time Jarlath from Drumgath, from Michael McCardle. Is Drumgath 116, Ballymartin 10 points. So there's a victory there for Drumgath. And also there's a full-time score coming in on the Dramara game that we were getting inquiries about there. So it's full-time. It's Dramara 115, Dundrum 211. So it's Dramara 115, Dundrum 211 in that game, Jarlath.
Plenty of scoring there too, Paula. Plenty of scoring. The Shamrocks have gone 12-9 up. It must be very deep in that game, so it must. And at the minute that's all we have, we should be getting full times coming at us now from all directions, Paula.
Just go back there, Paula. Can you give me Ballymartin Drumgath again?
Ballymartin Drumgath, I can, Jarlath. That is Drumgath 116, Ballymartin 10 points.
Okay.
We have a full time from Division 1, Jarlath.
Go ahead.
Kilcoo 110, Warren point 17. They ended up winning by 3 points, so that's the first points on the board for Kilcoo as well. So going well so far. It looks as if there's somebody on the phone there, maybe, Jarlath.
Yes, we're back out to Shauna out in Derrylackie there. The Mitchell's game's over, Shauna.
It is. It's just finished, and it's finished with a win for Drummond F. Mitchell's 211, Drummond F 213. Complete turnaround in the second half. Drummond F really dominated the play, assisted by a bit of a breeze, but played better. And they actually got the winning goal on the stroke of 30 minutes. Mitchell's had been leading for most of the game, and Drummond F have pulled off a bit of a miracle here.
There you are. At one stage, you were well in control in that game, but there's something has come over the top of you there, because 2 mile out the road there was an injury time goal in Mayo Bridge as well, Shauna. So anyway, listen.
It must be something in the atmosphere.
Well, that's one win and 1 defeat, so you aren't doing too bad, and a high scoring game it was too.
I'm just seeing Jarlath from.
All right, thanks, Shauna.
Thanks, Shauna. I'm just seeing Jarlath. I want to report this here from Ballyholland. There's a wee match in there, but somebody wrote in onto the whole speed of the match. Great performance from Ronan Barry on the whistle, and it's great to hear that somebody has appreciation for our referees at this stage. Ronan Barry's they're singing the praise for Ronan Barry. I'd say it would be hard enough to handle Ballyholland Bourne. Seems you've done a great job, and I'd like to congratulate him on. You ever mentioned all our referees to do a great job, especially on a night like that, Jarlath?
Absolutely. Confirmation there from Thomas O'Hare. It was a late goal from Aaron McGee. Actually scored that goal, but there's not a full time. We have the full time in there. And the correction is coming in. It's 1-6 to 4-14 in the East Belfast Glasdrumman game. Full time in the Restraver game is Clonduff 3-11, Restraver 16 points. That's a full time in that game.
Very good. I'm just seeing their latest from Tullalish, still running that game, 13-10 to Shamrocks now. So they seem to be just holding that wee bit in front as it goes along. A draw from Mayo Bridge, so that's a full time for Mayo Bridge there for McKeever's men out in Mayo Bridge, Paula. Suppose you could say an excellent result from the position they lay in the whole game.
No, absolutely.
What was the final score there, Paul, in Mayo Bridge?
The final score, Jarlath, was 1-9 each.
Okay. Sorry, Paula.
Go ahead, Paula.
No, that's gone. No, it's just then. I mean, Loughnane certainly were looking like the victory there in that game. So that late goal brought Mayo Bridge right back into it, and they'll be happy enough to get a draw there, considering that they were facing defeat very much there with 10 minutes to go.
They have a score on the board. They have a point on the board now, Paula, which is a start for them. Do you know what I mean?
I have complete full times for Division 1 and 2. Is there anything else coming through there from Division 3?
No, go ahead with them, Jarlath, and we'll gather up what we can in the meantime.
Okay, well, these are confirmed results then. Division 1A, Kilcoo 110, Warren Point, CPN 17, Restraver 016, Clonduff 311, Mayo Bridge 19. This is Group B. Loughnane 19, Bourne 08, Ballyholland 07, And the big game this week was Bransford and Carryduff, and that was a home or a win for Carryduff away to Bransford, who scored 0-9 to Carryduff's 0-7. Division 2, of course, there was a couple of games off in the A group. The B group results: Anricht 111, Breda 0-6, Downpatrick 2-12, St John's 1-8, and the bay game there was Saul 2-10 to Annaclone 1-9.
Yeah, Jarlath, just see there from Colin Duffy, he was on a few times last week. Conor Harrison 3-10 there for Glasdrumon tonight. Some scoring for one man, isn't it? And now a wee point, they're all delighted up in Letterkenny. They got a message in from Letterkenny there. The O'Hare clown are delighted with that last minute goal from Mayo Bridge.
Well, time,
sorry, Paula, go ahead.
All time coming there is Tullalish 10 points, Newry Shamrocks 13, so a 3-point win for Shamrocks there in that game. That's a full time confirmed.
Well,
that's
Paul,
two in the bag.
We go back to Donegal there just to remind the O'Hare family. They've only 90 minutes there before they'll have to order more food. So then we get to celebrating Oven Brave and quick.
I think the bill will be chicken nuggets and chips on about 100 pints. Do you know what I mean, Jarlath? Hopefully they're enjoying themselves. Hello, Paddy, and you can have an extra one tonight now on that result from Mayo Bridge. We're glad you are listening. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we're hoping to bring more of this every week to the folks out there. It's glad to hear. We're just delighted to hear everybody's online and enjoying us.
Jarlath, I have the Down GA official Division 3 full-time results if you want me to run through them.
And take her easy, Paula, because I'm going to write it down as you're doing it.
Not a problem. We have August and Finn 1-9, Saville 2-6. Tullalish, Tullalish 10 points, Newry Shamrocks 13, so 3-point win there for Shamrocks. Clanabana 10 points, Tyrconnell 3-5, a win there for Tyrconnell. Ballymartin 10 points, Drumgas 116, and the Leitrim 217, Adicall 5 points. Big win there for Leitrim and a big win for Drumgas.
Very good. I've just mentioned Paul before we go off that league. August and Finn, Jared. I'd like to congratulate Jared. He's on the team with us there sometimes. He's involved down there.
Absolutely.
Great result for them, Paul. An absolutely brilliant result for them.
Yeah, and Jared's doing great work in August and Finn there. Very proud Finn man, and it's terrific to see them getting a result there. So, yeah, well done, Jared, and your team.
Yeah, listen, of course, I mean, like Saville, we're coming off the back of a good victory against Tullalish last week. So all credit to August and Finn, who of course won it to Connacht last week as well. So they're flying there. Any more results from Division 4 is the only one now we haven't completed.
We're still waiting on the St Paul's break game. There's still a few minutes. They've just reported a few minutes left there, so we're just waiting on that.
I think it was level last we heard, wasn't it, Paula?
Division 4, it was.
I think it was, you know that.
No, it was. There was a point up for St Paul's. With St Paul's 1 goal and 3 points, break 5 points. That was the latest. But there still was a few minutes to go on that one.
I don't know, Jarlath, if we're allowed to mention this on here. It might be a miss me to mention, but I just see a startling result there coming in from Armagh. I know we're doing down, but I want to let the people know Ballymacnabb beat Crossmaglen 7 goals and 8 points to 4 points tonight. So I've just seen that coming in. It's hard to believe that, isn't it?
That's an unbelievable result. And
it's astonishing.
That was in Crossmaglen, wasn't it?
It was in Crossmaglen, and I can't believe that. I just maybe some mess me mentioned on here with some phenomenal result.
Well, I wonder, but does whoever's on the Twitter there, maybe they might make the odd mistake the same as we do down here.
No, this is from the Ballymacnabb Club Twitter, so I think it would be near enough. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Paul, I'll take your word for it, but always check your sources.
Well, anybody out there, you can have a look in the paper tomorrow to see how right or wrong we were, but it's startling that it's right.
Fair enough. Listen, Ardglass were tanking it there against St Michael's the last time we heard. Is that 3-15 to 1-1 the final score? Does anybody know?
No, I'm just waiting on confirmation of that last one. But Ruth was on Ruth full time in our Glass game. Is our Glass 4-16, St Michael's 2-2.
And if they are full time as well, Jarlath, from that division, it's St Paul's 1-3, break 5 points. So St Paul's won by a point there.
Okay. That's it then. That's all the scores in.
It looks like all the scores in now for the evening.
Yeah.
Some strange results, some good results. Not too many teams, if I can think through it quickly. Not too many teams on full points. Who have you got in full points? You've Clonduff on full points there in that division. You've Bourne in that division. You win the Division 2 on full points, you'll have nobody.
Nobody.
And we'll go into Division 3. We'll have Shamrocks in full points.
Argos defend Drew tonight.
Defend Drew tonight. So we have a couple of teams out of the whole 4 divisions there in full points. Not too many, Jarlath. So it's been a well spread out first couple of weeks back and down GAA football.
So that's what makes the thing interesting, Paul. And I mean, like, that's because the groups are set up in such a way is there's not going to be any dead rubbers. Hopefully,
no, we credit the county board with that last week, and it seems to be working out a treat. The way it's panning out, Jarlath, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. Now, definitely does. Paul, are we going to be able to get the official Down GAA scores, or are we going to read them out again? Are we happy enough to let it go with that?
Yeah, well, we can. There's the Division 4 one is just been updated. I can run through it here for you, Jarlath. Is Mitchell's 2-11, Drummondess 2-13, so a 2-point win there for Drummondess. Dramara 1-15, Dundrum 2-11. Our Glass 4-16, St Michael's 2-2. Bright 5 points, St Paul's 1-3. And East Belfast 1-6 to Glasdrummold 4-14.
Okay.
Yeah, there's them up there now, Jarlath. I see them up the screen there now. They're all, you can run through them there as we go along. But I'm just looking at that score I mentioned a while ago, Jarlath. It is correct. It's 29 points to 6 points, but it's not over that much. It's in 25 minutes of the second half, that cross match. So it's 29 points to 6 up there.
Well, Paul, even though the match is not over now, I tell you, I wouldn't be rushing to the bookies if it was across with lanes.
Well, there you are, Jarlath. We can report these things on. Brilliant to see it.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking there when you're saying that. You know, it's the old saying: "There's no empire lasts forever." Do you know?
Yeah.
And that will enthuse the rest of the teams up in Armagh.
The same way Oxen and Finn are going here, they'll enthuse the rest of the teams here as well, Jarlath.
Well, why not? Yep. So, anyway, that's us, folks, for this week. Paula, well, what do you think of that?
I talked to you offline, Jarlath. It's great. It was great to be part of it, and it's great on this, the 24th of July, to see our supporters back at our games, and that's again another bit of our history in the middle of this pandemic. So hopefully we just, our clubs can stay safe, and whatever we are dealt with in the weeks to come, that we can work through it and see the GAA continue in a positive manner. But it was lovely being on with you both tonight, and also to Cahill. So thanks very much.
Okay. Could we just run through the 4 divisions again, please?
Who has them?
Yeah, I have them.
Jarlath has them. Both have them.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Jarlath. Go ahead.
Right. Division 1A, Kilcoo 110, CPM Warren Point 17, Rostraver North 16, Clonduff 311, Division 1B, Merebridge 19, Loughlin Island 19, Bourne 08, Ballyholland 07. And the big game for this week was Bryansford 09, Carryduff 27. On to Division 2. The Division 2A games were postponed tonight. Division 2B is unraked 111, Breda 06, Downpatrick RGU 212, St John's 18. And the big game there was Saul 210, Annaclone 19. Division 3A, Ocklas na Finn 19, Saville 26, Tullalish 010, Shamrocks 0-13. Clonabana 0-10. Taconic 3-5. And Division 3B, Ballymartin 0-10. Drumgaff 1-16. Leitrim 2-17. Call 0-5. And finally, Division 4, Division 4A was Mitchells 2-11. Drummond S 2-13. Dromora 1-15. Dundrum 2-11. And Division 4B, East Belfast 1-6. Glasdrumon 4-15. Bright 0-5. St Paul's 1-3. And finally, Ardglass 4-16. St Michael's 2-2. That's all the fixtures. That's all the results.
Good job, Jarlath.
Just a reminder, Paul, sorry, that all those results are available on official Down GAA Facebook page.
Yeah, just on a goodbye note for myself. Enjoyed being on with the Tuesday night. Great job. Time flies when you're on here. Probably the most relaxing hour I had all week. You know, to be honest, I've been telling the truth. I enjoyed it. I do enjoy doing it. And basically the people, you know, I had mentioned loads of people that night, but I forgot them all. But I'll promise them I'll write it down and I'll get them all in next week. You've been that busy, Charles. You think you're coming on, you'll have plenty of time to do all these shout-outs. You haven't a minute, Paul. I'm sure you haven't when you're doing your scores and that. And we enjoy that. We want to promote Down GAA, and any club wants to contact us about just email DestinationNewry or drop us a message on Facebook, or we'll go out and view the club and see what we can do, or maybe get a live camera going in each venue as soon as possible if we can. Hopefully by next week we'll have that all perfected a bit, maybe do a bit of 10 or 15 minutes from a ground, but upwards and onwards, as we say at Jarlath. And I thank everybody for logging in. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll maybe speak to you all next week.
All right, thanks, Paul. Okay. All right, Paula.
All right, Jarlath, thanks very much. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.